All right, let's take a look at our review. So we're going to finish up the review right now. So this one right here is, I'm glad we actually started on this one. This one probably needs some of the most time. A lot of people have trouble with this. Equations of the circles. So I was going back through and looking at your guys' interactive notebooks for some of this stuff, and a lot of people just had these blank. They did not do them at all. So, a couple things. Now, I will go over it a little bit here first before I actually try this problem. So whenever I'm doing this problem, I know for the equation of a circle, I have h comma k, and my radius, okay, it's going to be some value over here, but it's going to be x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals my radius squared over here. So, if I have a point, my x value is the h, my y value is the k, and they just go in here. So that's the basis of this. So write an equation of a circle that passes through here and is centered at here. Okay? So, we're going to have to do a little bit of work on this one right here. So first, what is the radius of the circle? So if I'm looking at a graph, hold on. All right, so let's take a look where this is going to be at. So first, I'm going to go through and I'm going to try and graph this. I'm going to graph this right here. So let me see. Passes through here, it's centered at here. So now, if I were to graph, so I have graph paper here, so I'm kind of cheating on this one. So, I don't know what that is, but yeah.
Me?
Okay, so right here, centered at 5, 6, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to have a point right here, and it circle passes through 2, 2. And so that means that if this is the center, that's the center, and it's going to be touching at that point right there. So this is what that means. So it's passing through, it's touching there.
It's like 5 right there.
You'll see right now. So this one right here is a pain because how they set it up. So usually every time we actually did one of these problems, they're always on the they're centered somewhere next to origin. So I'm going to go through and show you guys. If you have this, you also have, what's this going to make? Very good. It's a right triangle. So I'm making a right triangle out of it. So there's some information I have because it's a right triangle. Information. So what is my x value down here? How far is it down here? 3. How far is it here?
4.
How would I find this value right here, which is going to end up becoming the radius? Very good. So I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem here. So 3 squared plus 4 squared equals my c squared in this case. So 9 plus 16 equals c squared. 25 c squared. C is equal to 5, because I square root both sides. So I get 5 here, right? So I have that information. So now, do I know where the center of my circle is?
Yes.
Yes.
5, 6.
So this is going to be 5, 6. So on my thing, it's going to be x minus 5, right? Squared plus y minus 6 squared equals. What goes next?
Radius squared, so it's 5 squared.
5 squared. So what is 5 squared?
25.
25. So I had the center here and here, right? Center goes here and here. My radius goes out here on this side, and it's always square. So right here, I have x minus 5, x minus 6, and no, x minus 5, y minus 6, and 25. So let's see. Minus 5, minus 6, 25. Nope. Minus 5, minus 6, 25. The answer is going to be D.
Father, do you have extra
Bro, that's trippy, dude.
Yeah. Can I just give you one of these sheets for right now? Because I don't know where the rest of them went. Yes. Go ahead.
That's
Thank
trippy.
you.
Hey, Maddie, after you're done, let me copy one.
I didn't even get it.
Neither do I.
I don't know.
get
What
it
do you
either.
want to copy of? I don't have it.
Okay. Hey,
I don't get it, dude. I'm lost.
would you like for me to go over it again?
No, that's cool.
No,
Afterwards,
seriously.
yeah?
No.
After
Yeah.
I'm done?
So we
Yeah,
can
sure,
get all the rest of it.
After I'm done, then we'll do it. We'll do some more practice on it. All right?
Fair enough.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Language, please.
My bad.
Okay. Anyway. All right. So, like I said, we're going over this again. I will go over it more. So, let's take a look at this next problem then. It says, given the equation below, what's the radius and center? Okay, if you paid attention to that previous thing that I just did,
I did, I just didn't get it.
the center. The center's going to be out where?
4, 3?
4 and
3.
not 3.
Negative 3.
-3, very good.
Wait.
Because
Yeah,
my
yeah.
formula always has an opposite, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's always the opposite, right? So that's the reason why that these ones right here, even though it was a positive 5 and a positive 6, it became minuses here, right? So they're opposite right there. So that's why this is a positive 4 and a negative 3. My radius.
You square root the...
Yep, take the square root of this, right? So the square root of 9 is just going to give me 3. ¿Está muy fácil? Alright, so the next one is the one that is going to be interesting. I don't have a problem with it. These are the problems that I noticed everyone was avoiding. Alright, so let's go ahead and... So, a lot of people are avoiding this problem, but you know what? Life happens. Now, first step. Do you recall what the first step was?
Combine like terms.
You have to like put x squared minus 8x.
Yes, rearrange it, right? So we're going to rearrange it. That's very good. So rearranging it, so it's going to be x squared plus 8x plus something here, right? Plus y squared minus 14y plus something is equal to negative 40 plus something, right? You guys recall that?
Yep.
That's the first thing we do. Organize it. So organize it right here. So now, when we have all this, this one right here was b divided by 2 squared. Same thing goes for here.
Oh my god.
Now, let's go ahead and put in some numbers. So it's going to be x squared plus 8x plus What's going to go in this next one?
The blank.
16. Very good. Because it's b divided by 2 and then squared. So 8 is my b here. So 8 divided by 2 gives me 4. And when I square 4, I get 16. Plus my y squared minus 14y plus 49. Very good, because my b here is 14, right?
Divided by 1.
So my b here is 14. Divide by 2 is 7. And 7 squared gave me 49. My negative 40 plus 16 plus 49. These are my two blanks over here. Because whatever I add to this side, I also need to add to this side. And now this next piece, it's going to be x, and this is going to be I'm going to show you. The square goes on the outside. This is part of the formula here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the square goes on the outside equals some number, right?
25.
So some number. Okay, so now, in this case right here, my b is 8, right? Say yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, someone nudge Matthew because he's starting to do that noodle head thing. Pacho's petting zoo. Brissa is leaving. All right. Okay. Bye. Bye. Where did I move her at? Oh, there she is. Anyway. All right. So b is 8. 8 divided by 2 gives me 4, right? So this is going to be x minus 4 closed square plus y. Now right, this one's going to be what? Minus 7. Very good. Closed squared equals. When I add all those numbers right there together,
105.
25.
Wait.
Is that a negative? Say yes.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Okay? So, this is the equation right here. This is the equation. Now, where is the center? Is positive 4 and
7.
positive 7. My radius is?
5.
Very good. So, let's take a look. It asks for complete the square, put the following equation, circle in standard form. Then use the equation to identify the coordinates of the center and length of the radius of the circle. So, let's right here. So these actually have two parts. So I'm going to write my x minus 4 squared plus y minus 7 squared equals 25. There's the equation. My center is at 4, 7, and my radius is 5.
Wait, you just have to rewrite that?
Huh?
You just have to rewrite that?
I did the work over here on my scratch paper.
Also, you just wrote on the paper.
Yeah, I did on the scratch paper. I just put my answer over here. So you guys can see what your answers are going to be. Because it asks for two things. Okay, it says put the following equation in standard form. We did that. Then use the equation to identify the coordinates of the center, length of the radius. So, coordinates of the center and radius. Does that make sense? So 3 things we actually got out of that. Alright, let's take a look at the Alright, don't forget, like and subscribe.